Welcome, Jemma. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast today. Tell us all about yourself. Intro yourself.
Sure.
Who is Jemma?
So in terms of work, I am a body image and confidence and food freedom speaker, coach, educator and trainer. So basically what that means is I work with individuals and organisations to have a great relationship with their body and to be more confident and to just generally kind of love and accept themselves no matter who they are. Outside of work, I am a creative person, I guess. I love sewing. I made my top that I'm wearing
that's
today.
So
That's so cool.
Love making most of my clothes.
I don't know how to sew at all.
I say it's so much
fix
fun,
anything.
but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it makes me swear a lot, but it's really enjoyable most of
It's
the
such
time.
a, like,
Most of the time.
talent. Like, I can't even fix a hem.
None either.
I mean, that's fair. You just get someone who knows how to do it. That feels better.
But it's like the hassle of like having to drop it in, find the time, wait for it. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes you just pick up
true.
the clothes and you go, oh, I want to wear that. I
Yeah.
just use my clutch glue. Do you know the clutch boob glue?
Oh, actually, yes.
Yeah, so it's like a glue and you just put it on your like
Oh,
on your
yeah,
skin and then
yeah.
the clothes stick to it. It's like a lifesaver. I use it all the time. But then sometimes if I've got like a hem of something that I haven't got fixed, I'll just clutch it with
That's
the glue.
pretty clever.
Ah,
And
yeah.
that's what all my clothes are done with because I can't sew at all.
That's
I
great.
kind of feel like that's a better way to do it sometimes because now I'm the person where someone needs something fixed and they're like, can you do it for me? I'm like,
Ah.
yes, fine.
Imagine if you like end up being a grandma, you'll be like, really, you have like a whole heap of clothes to be like constantly fixing.
I'm going to be the cool auntie who is making all of my nieces and
that'd be
nephews'
that'd be
clothes. That's
so
my plan.
fun.
I'm
That's
like,
so
come
fun.
on, brothers, have babies, so
Yeah.
I can do that, please.
Chop, chop.
But yeah, apart from creativity stuff, I love cooking. I love baking. I am
Yeah.
fully obsessed with MasterChef, and I'm aware that
Me
that's.
too.
I was about to say I'm aware that's really uncool, but yes,
I love MasterChef.
so good.
Theo, do you know Theo, the Greek guy?
Yes, he's
He's
one of
here
my
at the
favourites.
moment because I've been messaging him
What?
about like different places to go. It's
This
the
is
only
great.
TV show I watch is MasterChef.
me too.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh my
That's so
goodness.
I actually got through to the last round of My Kitchen Rules last year.
No way.
Yeah, and I didn't get on in the end.
Did you actually?
Yeah, and they flew down and they had to do a whole practice episode and everything. Yeah.
That's so great.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
But now I think one day I might go on MasterChef
Do it.
That's
Do
so great.
it.
when I have 3 months that I cannot do anything.
Just
you know.
dedicate fully to MasterChef.
Do you think you'd ever go on MasterChef?
Oh my god, no, I'm not that good.
Oh.
my family are like, oh, like my aunties were here on the weekend and they were like, oh, you should go on MasterChef. I'm like, no, I think I probably could have gone on like season 1 of MasterChef when
Oh,
they
I
were
know,
actually
so
line
yes,
cooks. who
now.
couldn't
Yes.
do it.
Yeah.
But no, like
They're all elite
absolutely
now,
not.
aren't they? Yeah.
There's-
Oh, that's so
there's no
funny.
way.
I can message you when the season must start, like it's normally April, we can like message.
Yes.
And this is also off topic, so sorry.
No, don't.
But George Columbdaris being on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Oh my God. He is like my celebrity crush, which is so funny because if you see my partner, they look really similar
That is great.
because my partner's also Greek.
Yeah.
And he's like my whole past. I know he
your
underpaid his
whole
staff
pass.
or whatever, but he could do no wrong. It's not his
so
fault, is it?
How fun. How
That's
fun.
amazing.
That is so great. Lovely.
Yeah, they're the most important things you need to know about me.
Yeah,
MasterChef
stunning.
obsessed. We've got connection now.
Can
And-
sew.
The rapport's
can
there.
sew.
And
If
can
you need
sew.
hems done, let me know.
Absolutely. And I'm short. I need all my stuff hemmed up all the time. Okay, so we ask every guest that comes, what is your biggest win and lesson for the week?
Win would definitely be, I spoke this last weekend at the time of recording at the Elevate event at
Yep.
PW1 on
Cool.
Saturday.
That looked
So
fun.
it was so much fun.
That's
and
great.
yeah, it was the biggest like crowd I've had in terms of a speaking engagement. So
Yay.
it was awesome.
That's a huge
I
celebration.
loved it. Yeah.
Yes.
It went really well, made some really good connections, which
Yeah.
is always nice. Met
Yeah.
some beautiful people. And then lesson would be, I feel like this week's lesson is almost like a culmination of a lesson I've been learning for a really long time, which
Great.
is that I'm not scared of rejection anymore. I think this
Ooh,
week has kind of
yes.
cemented it for me because I spent most of my life terrified of rejection, like
Yeah.
social rejection, romantic rejection, everything. But I'm hosting an event for International Women's Day, so I've been pitching a lot of people for donations and sponsorship and things like that. And I said to my mum on the weekend, I was like, I'm actually not worried at all about getting a no. Whereas in the past, I would have been really like down if someone said no, or really stressed sending the email. But I'm like,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. It'll work out.
It's just like another step closer to a yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And I've been getting some really good yeses as well.
That's great.
Yeah. So I think that's like my lesson is that lesson has worked, if that makes sense.
And that's where I found you through, was that event on Facebook. So I love a quiz night, so I'm really looking forward to going to that. I'm very excited.
It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
To get into the questions, what first drew you into the world of confidence and body image coaching?
So I actually started as a nutrition and health coach originally, which I started studying because I had been struggling with my own body and food for about 16 years at that point. I'd reached a place where I was not good. I had an eating disorder. I was had anxiety, had depression, and I tried like every single diet possible under the sun for many, many years. I thought, I've done everything. Like I've read every book out there about diets. I've tried it all and nothing's sticking. Like my whole thing was I wanted to lose weight, as it is for so many women. And because it wasn't sticking, I was like, there must be like a secret solution that they don't tell you unless you study. Like they only tell dietitians or only tell nutritionists or whatever it is. So I thought, great, I'll study, but I didn't want to study for 6 years to do dietetics. So I studied coaching, and spoiler alert, there is no secret. There is no actual reason to it. But it actually worked out quite well because despite the fact that I went into nutrition and health coaching wanting to help others lose weight and help myself lose weight, it actually was kind of the turning point where I realized that that wasn't good for me. So I shifted out of that, started to kind of focus more on non-diet nutrition, so intuitive eating, food freedom. But then once I started coaching, I realized what I actually loved doing was helping women with body image and helping women love and accept themselves no matter what they looked like, which confidence just kind of goes hand in hand. So the body image and the confidence has kind of evolved from what it originally was, which is very far from what it is right now.
Interesting. What do you think the biggest misconception is about confidence and body image work?
I think it's that you will be confident or you will love your body or accept your body, whatever your goal is, once something happens. Once you look a certain way, once you have a certain thing.
Once you're at the destination.
Yes, exactly. Which also doesn't work because even if you do, like for myself, I did get the body that I was trying to get for such a long time. And I got there and I was like, wait, am I allowed to swear on this podcast?
Yes.
Okay, good. I got there and I was like, shit, now
That's
what?
not a swear word.
Well, okay, my mum would say it's a swear word. I'm 32 years old and I still won't say shit in front of my mum. But yeah, I got there and was like, shit, now what? Like, I still don't like myself. I'm still depressed. I'm still anxious. I'm still all of those things. I'm meant to have good body image now. I'm meant to like myself now. And it's the same with confidence, whether that's related to your body or whether that's even like in business. I know you get to a point and you're like, oh, I'll be confident in business once I get my first client, once I hit a 5K month, once I get 1,000 followers on Instagram, right? And then you get there and you're like, okay, well now what? What's next? And it doesn't work that way because confidence and body image, both of them they're inside things, right? Like they come from emotions, they come from how we think and how we feel, not from how we look or this metric of success that we're looking for somewhere else. Yeah. So I think that's got to be the biggest.
Yeah, I find that very interesting because like you, growing up, I constantly was in and out of eating disorders and questioning my body and what it was doing and how it was doing things. And a lot of the time that translated into not eating or binge eating or whatever else that occurred in that time, which we won't go into. But since having my son, which while I was pregnant, I was really nervous about what that would entail for my confidence body-wise. But now I have the stretch marks, I have a lot more curves. Obviously, my body's had to grow to be able to grow, like hold a 10-pound baby in my stomach. But now I feel the most confident I've ever felt in my body. I do struggle a little bit in the sense that I can't dress how I used to. You know, before having a baby, I never had to try on clothes. I just knew I was a straight size. And now, as I was saying to you just before, Ash, I could be between 5 different sizes depending on the time of the month. So my wardrobe now doesn't look like
the way that it did.
It doesn't look like tops, bottoms, jumpers. It's size this, size that, size this, size that, because my body just changes so much now that there's no point in me just having the one size clothes. I need to have so many different ones and not looking at the sizes anymore. And I find that quite interesting because back when I was a younger teenager, the thought of that would have made me vomit. Yeah. And now I'm just like, as long as I'm comfortable in what I'm wearing, it will make me feel comfortable in what I'm doing.
In what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's, for one thing, a very common experience with mothers. I know I've got so many clients and friends who are in the same scenario where they're like, I think having a baby can be make or break for your body image.
Yeah.
For some people, it sends them way down a bad spiral.
Yeah.
For the majority, I would say probably the opposite. It kind of makes you realize, actually, there's so much more to life than
Yeah.
the way that I look.
Yeah.
But even that sense of looking back and going, like, it was so easy before when I could just dress in one size and didn't have to try on clothes and things like that. And whether this is after having kids or anything, I feel like we also kind of look back with rose-colored glasses. Sometimes we're like, it would be so easy if I could just go back to that. I just want what I had before. But it's like, well, before you didn't have a child.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
no way would you go back and change that. And people look back and go, I wish I looked like I did when I was 20. It's like, do you really want to go back to being 20?
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to being 20. That was awful. I would way rather be 30, right?
Yeah. And, I have like stretch marks all up my legs now.
Yeah.
I would have preferred them to be on my stomach where you wouldn't see them, but I've never gone, I wish those stretch marks weren't there, because if they weren't there, my son wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So I feel like that confidence has come for me in the sense that all the different changes are there because of my son, who I want him more than anything, more than a dress size or more than having no cellulite.
No stretch marks or anything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
100%.
And even like, if it's not motherhood, it's looking back and going, well, I would rather be in the body that I'm in now because I can go out for meals with my friends without taking like my little Tupperware containers full of vegetables because I'm too scared to eat what I'm eating at a friend's house. Or because I can go out and on the weekend I went to 4 different wineries, I think. I couldn't do that back then, right? Not all at once. That was spread over a couple of days. But, you miss out on, or for some people, you miss out on those experiences and
The joy.
exactly. And it's like,
Yeah.
I have so much more joy in my life now. Even hobbies, sewing. I couldn't do that back then because, for one thing, I wouldn't make something because I'd be like, well, I'm going to lose weight. So I got a sewing machine years ago and I never did it.
Yeah.
Or even exercise. I still love exercise now, but I enjoy it so much more than when I was doing it for the purpose of punishing my body. So I get joy from that.
Yeah.
So I think it's, just those like mindset reframes and shifts that happen.
When you live a busy lifestyle, you can quite often lose your identity, and with that also comes a loss of confidence and questioning what you're doing. What are some guidance and tips you have to be able to, one, find your identity again with living a busy lifestyle? Quite often you say, introduce yourself, what do you do? And it's always work, it's always your child if you have one, it's about your partner, but we very rarely talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
What is your guidance to be able to get out of that and actually have something that's yours in your own identity?
I think it can be hard, especially like you said, when you are busy. Even for me, that's kind of something I've had to do over the last couple of years, being really busy with work, and I also still work in a day job as well. I started a second business recently too, so yes, it's really busy, but it is kind of prioritizing that and making the time and just trying different things.
Yeah.
Because for so long, I feel like we get stuck in our rut and it's like, okay, the thing I like doing is, I don't know, reading, for example. But then it's like, I'm just doing this one little thing and I don't have more to me, it almost feels like.
Yeah.
So I think it's just getting out and trying new things. Last year, I did a bit of a challenge for myself and I was constantly making myself try new things. So, actually a couple of years ago, I tried pole dancing. I was like, that's terrifying. I don't want to do that.
Yes.
And I told my coach I would do that as like a confidence challenge. And she's like, well, now you have to do it. So I went and did pole dancing. I loved it. I loved it so much I installed a pole in my study so that I could
Oh my
practice.
gosh, that's great.
I haven't used it for a while, but I have it.
But you tried it.
Exactly.
You
Or
on
like,
the fun bus would be great.
I would be such a good time. I'm not very good, but that's almost more fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
But it's exactly that. It's going out and trying new things, whether that's like doing a pottery class or even just meeting new people. I had this whole belief that it's really hard to make new friends. I've lived in Tassie for about 8 years now, and I just had a really small core group of friends.
Yeah.
And so last year I was like, well, I'm just going to go to stuff and actively make
Just
friends.
Make friends.
Exactly. Like I started line dancing last year.
Yeah,
so
so
random.
cool.
It's so much fun.
That is so great.
I'm obsessed. It is so good. Tuesday nights, everybody in Hobart. But just trying different things, even things that you don't think you'll like or don't think you'll be good at.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be big things like that are big commitments, especially when we're busy. It might just be like, I don't know, getting one of those embroidery kits from Kmart or something like that you can do at home while your baby's asleep or, while you're on your lunch break at work or something like that. It's just trying different things and seeing what fits rather than sticking with the shoulds. I
And
think.
trying something different. For me, this was signing up to a book club, and I found such an identity and purpose in that because when I was at uni, I missed out on making friends where you make a lot of your friends because I was working 3 jobs and growing my business. So I didn't have time for social connections. I was with people that were, and this is no disrespect to them because I also look back and go, wow, that would have been such a fun life. But, you know, people living with their parents, having their an allowance given to them every week. They had no care in the world. So they could go out, they could do whatever they want, where I was only at uni to pass, and then I was out working different jobs and everything to survive. So I miss that. And then when I had my son, I didn't really take much of a maternity leave, so I miss making all those mum friends.
Yeah.
But I was really looking for some new friends because I've had my same group of girlfriends for a long time. We all have kids. We don't get to see each other that often. So my book club has been so amazing for us. I've made so many nice, beautiful friends in that group where we have a little bit of a purpose. I wasn't a massive reader beforehand, but we only have to read 1 book every 6 weeks, whether it's reading or audiobook. And I've made so many beautiful connections and found an identity through that. It's been really nice. Yeah. So I think even if you just have a slight interest in something, like you're saying, just give it a go and see what's the worst that can happen.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. And like sometimes you'll go and do things and go, that's not for me. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's so fine. I remember I've never been like a real sport person. I like playing and more like gym and things.
Yeah.
And I remember I went to the footy and I was like, maybe I'll like the footy. Maybe I'll be, no. I went,
yeah.
I'll sit in like the members box and drink champagne. That sounds fun. But I don't want to learn this.
No.
And some things you go to and it's like, I never thought, even Pilates, like reformer Pilates.
Yeah.
I went because a friend was an instructor and she was like, come along. And I was like,
Just give it a crack.
This is going to be I've been going consistently for like 3.5 years now.
That's so great.
And I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And it's just finding what works.
It's finding what works. Yeah, 100%. Just giving it a try.
Exactly.
That's so great. Now, you're doing a social media challenge at the moment, from what I've seen on your socials, about getting outside your comfort zone and just doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. What made you start that?
So I started it. So it was actually my challenge throughout 2025. So I did one every single week in 2025. And I, documented it on my Instagram. So I started it because, kind of going back to what you were saying before about the misconception about confidence, another misconception about confidence, which kind of ties into what I said, is that you wait until you feel confident to do something.
Yeah.
But that's physically impossible.
Yeah.
Like you cannot feel confident until you
start
do the
taking
thing.
action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need action.
Yeah.
So many people are waiting to feel confident before that, but you need to take action. So I kind of wanted to walk the walk, I suppose.
Great.
And also I'd reached the point where like I am very confident now because this is, it's my job. It's what I do. So I was like, okay, I want to get out of my comfort zone myself. I want to show people. So I realized I kind of had to push myself maybe further than some other people would.
Yeah.
So every week I decided to do something just to show people that like you can be scared and that I still get scared despite the fact that I would consider myself really confident. And I just came up with a list of things. I asked people for like what they thought I should do, and it was so much fun. Like it wasn't always fun actually. Some of it was terrifying. Like I did open water swimming and I'm scared of seaweed. I'm scared of like swimming where you can't touch the bottom. I'm scared of sharks. I'm scared of jellyfish. And a girl from down here messaged me, never met her, and she was like, come open water swimming with me. I was like,
how fun.
Okay.
Where'd you go for that?
Down at Blackman's Bay. Went around.
Yes.
Which I saw a stingray, and my very first challenge of the whole year was getting back in the water after I saw a stingray. Terrified of stingrays.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Got back in the water after saw one, and I was like, oh, I'm not scared. I was a bit scared, but I was like,
you weren't terrified
it's okay.
of it, right?
You're here. I don't have to get out of the water. I saw it. We had to swim literally through jellyfish. It was so murky, so you couldn't see much below you. And I was like, there might be a shark below me. But I was like, don't have a panic attack. It's okay. But so like doing things like that.
Wow.
And now, I mean, I wouldn't be super confident doing it, but I know that I can.
Yes.
So some things were like that. Some I did the winter solstice swim down here. We have to get naked with 3,000 people. Best thing ever. That was so fun. But even things like sharing things I was ashamed to share or embarrassed about talking about. I did so many different things. I got my thirds in my ears pierced. I fainted every piercing that I've got. So like that was really scary.
Did you faint?
No, I was actually okay. Like it hurt.
So good.
But then I went,
Yeah.
this is so bad. I went and got an eye test afterwards, and I was sitting there and, you look in the thing, and I moved back and the girl goes, oh my God. And I was like, what? What's wrong with my eye? She's like, you've got blood all down the side of your neck.
Oh,
It just bled everywhere.
oh no.
So that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of what got me to do it. So it was
that's great.
just doing something out of my comfort zone every week. And it got to the end of the year and it was like, this is actually quite hard now for me to think of things that I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool way to be, I think.
That is a really cool way
really
to
cool.
be. When it comes to confidence, some people might not necessarily know that they don't have the confidence.
Mm.
What is something to look out for within yourself to realize that maybe you are lacking in the confidence side?
I think if it comes to specific things, because it's really easy to go, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested in doing that. And I found that with some of the challenges, someone will go, what about this? And I go, oh, no, I just don't want to do that. And then I was like, okay, hang on. So the question that I ask is like, what if you had to? Like, what if you have a gun to your head, you had to do it? Would you do it? Would you be okay with doing it? Or would you be like, I really don't want to do that? And I think that can be a good metric for people if you really had to, because sometimes you go, well, I would, but like I wouldn't want to. Like say someone said, what about if you shave your head? I was like, well, if I had to, I could do it, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like that just actually doesn't appeal to me in any way. I
Yeah.
could do it, but I don't want to. Whereas something like dyeing my hair, I haven't dyed my hair for a really long time. So I was like, that actually feels uncomfortable, but like I could do it.
Yeah.
So I did that. So I think that can be a really good metric for people, just seeing that because there's no point in getting out of your comfort zone or trying to do something to build your confidence if it doesn't actually align with your values
Yes.
or it doesn't align with who you want to be or your goals or whatever it is. That's just doing it for the sake of doing it. And I don't actually think that builds confidence. I think that's more about proving things to other people. And confidence is self-trust and self-belief.
Yeah.
Like that's the definition of it.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it for other people, it's not
It's
actually
just like
really
that
growing it.
people-pleasing thing.
Yeah.
That's
Totally.
where it gets thrown back to rather than actually having purpose behind it and actually
Definitely.
creating those stepping stones to get to where you want to be
Yeah,
and creating that action to become more confident.
exactly.
We
Yeah.
see many people, particularly mothers, have a emotional support person, which can often be their child, or it could be two best friends, or it could be you and your de facto partner. How do you go about trying to release from that emotional support person to be able to go out and do things on your own or with other people that aren't that emotional support person?
I think what you just said, Ash, about stepping stones is the way to do it, which, to be honest, I think that's with anything with confidence. If it feels way too scary to go and do something without your emotional support person, like how can you break down the goal then? Like, I don't know, let's say the goal is to be able to go out for dinner on your own, whereas now you couldn't do that without your partner. Like, how can you chunk that down a little bit? Maybe you can go with them, but then, or like they meet you, you go for a drink first and then they come and meet you. Or maybe it's you go with a different person who isn't your emotional support person, but feels a bit scarier, feels a little bit more uncomfortable, but it's not the full, like, I can't do that. That's way too far away. And just building up to things. I think taking the stepping stones and also just asking yourself why. Like, why do you want to do things on your own? Or why do you want to be able to do things without that person? Why do you want to grow your confidence? Because, and I don't want this to sound really morbid, but it might sound kind of morbid, you also can't rely on anyone else in life fully, because the only person you are guaranteed to have there all the time is going to be yourself.
Yeah, correct.
Like, as much as we, fingers crossed, hope that your kids are around longer than you, again, touch all the wood, but like, you can't guarantee that. And your partner, you can't guarantee they're going to be there forever, or your best friend, you can't guarantee it. The only person you can fully rely on is yourself. So that's why I think like building confidence, self-trust and self-belief is the most important thing, because if it's reliant on someone or something else, like that's, you're setting yourself up to fail, because that could disappear.
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Go for it.
But if you, I've gone well off the questions
I was
list.
like, do we need this? I'm having a
Sorry,
conversation.
Ash is the one that put these questions together.
You're fine.
If there's someone that's super unconfident, like no confidence at all, can you quickly put a routine together, a little morning routine to get ready for the day, to be able to go and do that thing, whether it's just going out to get a coffee by yourself and sitting at the coffee shop by yourself? What's a routine that somebody could do to get there in the morning?
This is so funny because I actually used to have like a free resource, which was literally the 5-minute routine to be confident AF in the morning as a
beautiful.
freebie. Now I'm putting myself on the spot of what was in that. I think one big thing would be checking in with yourself, like how you're feeling about doing whatever it is. Like you said, if it's going and getting a coffee, again, connecting into that why do I want to be able to do this? Checking in with your self-talk and just trying to flip that, even if it doesn't feel fully natural at first. But if you're sitting there going, oh my God, I'm shit scared, like I'm so scared about going out. Okay, if you sit there and keep going, I'm so scared, oh my God, I'm terrified, you're going to feel terrified. So for one thing, can you, like, let's say it's nerves. Most of us feel nerves if we're not feeling confident. nerves and excitement feel the same in the body.
Yeah.
So can you reframe that to excitement? I'm excited to go and get a coffee. And part of you is going to be like, shut the fuck up. No, you're not. Like, you're not excited.
Yeah.
But that can be one thing. Another thing that can be really powerful is music. So you can anchor like music. You're nodding, you know this.
I know all
You're
of
all about
this.
this. Yeah. So using music as an anchor. So like having a song that you use almost as your like pump up song. I've got a playlist that I gave when I did a program on confidence to all the women who did that. It's called my like confidence revolution playlist. And it was all just like songs that make me feel like a badass.
Yeah.
But I've got one, so Better Than Ever by Flight Facilities. That's my anchor song for like anything good happening in my life. So I used to do it like whenever I got a new client, whenever something cool would happen, I'd anchor to that song. So now I put that on and my body goes, we're having a great time.
Changing
We're
that
so
state.
happy. Yes, changing your state. It's like, I'm so confident right now.
Yeah.
So finding a song and tying that in for yourself. So starting out playing that at times, you do feel confident or you do feel like you believe in yourself or you trust yourself. I also think, and like maybe this is controversial to some people, I think just wearing something that makes you feel confident, because I know for myself, like if I wear, I mean, I am clearly a colorful person, right? But if I wear black, I'm like,
Same.
like, yeah, it just makes me feel a bit shitty right now.
Yeah.
And maybe for you, black is what makes you feel really confident. Great, do that.
Then do it.
Exactly. I think it's just any little thing you can do that does bring your state up a little bit, make you feel a little bit better. That can be the thing that gets you. Also telling yourself you don't have to go and sit and have the coffee.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. All I have to do is get in the car.
Yeah.
All I have to do is get out the door, because that's the hardest part, is the starting. I know like that's something I use for a lot of my clients who are struggling to get into a consistent exercise routine, is go to the gym. You don't actually have to do anything at the gym. Just get to the door, say hi to the people at reception. And if you get there and you go, I really don't want to do this, leave. Like turn around and go home. And I have personally done that before. Again, I used to work at a gym. That's where I met Ash.
Yeah.
But I used to do that as well. If I didn't want to, I'd go in and stand there and be like, hey, and talk to the people. And then I'd be like, okay, bye. And they're like, aren't you going to work out? I'm like, no, I realized that actually it's not right for me today.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's not beating yourself up for it. You tried to go and get the coffee and maybe it wasn't right for you today, and that's okay.
And you can try again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's taking
Small
the pressure
steps.
off yourself.
Yeah.
Little steps.
100%. All right. Do you feel like your business is pivoting or evolving into something different at the moment?
Definitely. Yeah.
Great.
So I've been, like I said, started out as a health coach, which has evolved into more body image coaching, confidence coaching. But whilst I still love coaching in some ways, I kind of was in some ways falling out of love with it a little bit.
Yeah.
And part of why that was is like, whilst I love the impact you can create with coaching, it's incredible. Like you work with one person and you know how much you impact them, and therefore then you impact the people they, work with, their kids, all that kind of thing. Like I wanted larger scale impact. And I also think that in-person connection is super valuable. So I started doing more speaking, more in-person events. That's kind of the direction I'm leaning. But this year I'm also planning to get into schools.
Cool.
Great.
Because I think that this type of thing, I wish I knew more about it when I was at school. I wish I had that influence. And originally my plan was high schools, and I still want to do that. But I actually want to get into primary schools, because kids as young as 3 are already like prejudiced against certain body types. Like 3 years old, there was a Harvard study they showed them 2 Barbies, like a thin Barbie and a bigger Barbie. And they said, which Barbie is smarter? And they would all point to the thin Barbie. Which Barbie is more lazy? And they'd point to the bigger Barbie. Like 3 years old.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I'm like, we need to get in early. So it's not like people coming to me when they're 30 and we're undoing 30 years of shit. Like, can we just get in early, block the shit, basically?
Yeah.
It's very eloquent of me. And then, get in then. So I'm really trying to move more into the education space, the awareness space, but also educating other health professionals, which I've done a bit, whether that's trainers, whether that's gyms, whether that's other allied health professionals who don't know any better because they've been taught that like motivating people into weight loss is the thing that will solve their problems. Yeah. So shifting more into that kind of space, because I feel like the impact's bigger. There.
I think so too. And if you think about instilling confidence into people younger, generally the people bullying are the ones that feel unhappy in themselves. Correct. Where if they've got the confidence to have confidence, I guess, then hopefully that means that bullying might stop because they're going to be a lot happier in themselves. Because I think as soon as you lose that confidence or you don't have it, that's when you become an unhappy person.
100%. I genuinely think it would solve so many issues in the world right now. Like
100%.
if we accepted not just ourselves but other people, and not just body size. Like I think if we're accepting all bodies, which is a big part of what I do, that's great. But that also builds on to accepting all abilities, accepting all races, accepting all areas. And that would solve, we know the world's a bit of a shit show right now. Like, I feel like that could be prevented if those people had a bit more love and acceptance built into them when they were kids.
For somebody listening to this podcast right now, what is something that you want them to take away from it?
I think it's probably the biggest piece of the action. Like, take the action, do the thing, even if it's scary, even if it's hard. I think if we could take that away, and also just if you are someone who feels like maybe you do have a bit of a skewed view of bodies or confidence or that you need to be a certain way or look a certain way or whatever it is to be accepted or loved or worthy, just dig into that a little bit. Like maybe start consuming some media that's not just Instagram and the size 8 influencers. Like maybe look somewhere a bit different. And I mean, listening to things like podcasts like this, that's always a great first step anyway.
Yeah, not watching all the influencers at the Tas Open at the moment who are all the same size, all the same everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that would be helping many people at the moment. Well, thank you so much for jumping on the podcast. This has gone so nicely. It's probably one of my favourite conversations I've had so far. I don't want it to end yet, but our questions have come to an end. Did you have anything else you wanted to share before we wrap up?
No, just thank you so much for having me. Thanks for being here. I would love to hear from anyone if this resonated with them. Come chat to me on Instagram. I'm the Jemma Rose, Jemma with a J. But yeah, thank you so much.
We'll leave everything in the show notes on how to find you as well. And even if you want to put the 5-minute get ready, if you've still got that, we could put that in the show notes for a download as well.
Yeah,
so great.
I will find that.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.